Yo, what the ball, yo?
All right, Khalil, you can hear?
Yeah, I can hear you. Salam alaikum.
All right, so we ain't sound. So we don't got
Always
Muhammad Khalil, what's up? Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. You always playing, man.
Y'all know why he got me on this joint, man.
He want to get your opinion, brother. You gotta share that experience.
I have no good opinions about polygyny.
Yeah, you do.
Yes, you. Come on, man.
Well, I mean, you don't gotta have a good opinion. We just want to hear the story. So I don't have no good stories, but
Everybody that I spoke to don't have a good story about polygamy.
you're right.
I think it's for younger men. I wouldn't do it as an older man, but if, I think it's for younger men to marry the unmarried older women. Isn't that the sunnah though? Isn't that the sunnah though?
That is the sunnah, but they don't be wanting them. You know, young boys don't want old women.
I feel you because I don't want any old women either though.
Yeah,
I gotta put my
Right, so the younger ones should marry the older ones, and the older ones should marry the younger ones. That's what you saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Put a kufi on for that one, huh?
Yo, my pop was in polygyny for like 40 years, and I don't know how he did it.
40 years?
40 years.
Yeah, how many wives?
2.
There's only one person I know that has a successful polygamy marriage. That's Moez, CJ.
What about Emmy?
I don't know too much about Emmy.
Emmy joint doing good right now.
How do you talk about? Imam.
Yeah,
I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why you call him Amin like your homies or something? Like you don't have
That's my homie, man.
Hey.
No, it's a couple people out there with success stories.
I don't want to hear the success stories.
It depends on how you quantify success, though. How do you qualify success? Because I know people who've been married 30 years and then get divorced. Is that success?
Yeah. I know some people like that too.
So I don't know if we can quantify success as
they
that.
was married 30 years in polygamy, or
was married like 30 years and now he divorced. I'm like, is that successful? Is that like, what is the meaning of success? That was my question.
It won't be successful. We mean like long term.
Long term, yeah. I can see that. Like I said, my pop got 40 years in. But back in the day, they just married just to stay married, though. I don't think they even knew what love was or happiness was. They just did it.
I think people back in the day, they had the pressure of their parents on them. So that's why they had better examples for some of them. Like my grandpa and them was like that. They had better examples. They come from a tradition of people that was married always like that. So they come from families like that. So seeing they carry that tradition.
I agree with you right there too. So what's
they
up?
Had a different system in place though. They supported marriage more as a society back then in those days.
Well, they had different women also. They had obedient and submissive women who understood their roles. I don't think we have that now, especially black women.
Yeah, but you can't say that now because if you say to a woman nowadays, like, what's her role? She's like, define role, because I don't have a role. Whatever role you have, I have the same role.
That's why I tell them from the beginning, yo, listen, I want obedient, submissive, 50-50. If you don't want those, don't holler at me.
And that.
Well, I want y'all to share your stories.
What you say, CJ?
I want you to share your stories.
Yeah,
tell me what happened.
Tell the story why you said that you wouldn't. It's no good. What was your experience?
All right, so look, I have my oldest sons here, so they might hear some things that they don't want to hear, though, right? But I don't really care at this point. But I got married when I was 19 to my first wife. She was a virgin, I was a virgin, and we were married for maybe 5 years before I got a second wife. Satan, go in the room. Now, my first wife, mother, father, born Muslim, virgin, educated. So, but wasn't like glamoury and all that stuff. So the second wife was the opposite, glamoury, bad, super pretty, raised with one mother, niggas, stuff like that, right? And when I say cause problems, everything was an argument, everything was a fight, everything was a back and forth, cursing me out and all that stuff. And I thought that was cute. So it kind of gave me problems with my first wife because I was taking it. too much, and she never gave me that. So she had some type of animosity. So then she ended up divorcing me, get the house, get the car, get the kids, and then I'm stuck with the second. And it really made me like lose what I really wanted. You feel me? So I got a lot of anger about that now, because now I'm not with none of them, and I just don't want that anymore. I'm not doing no more.
Did you like that excitement and shit?
Yeah, I thought I did, but the thing is though, when I was younger, like you think of like this, right? More coochie means more responsibility, and I didn't look at it like that. So now I was getting everything I wanted, but now I had to balance personalities, take out two people, please two people, and it was just too much to do, and it wasn't worth it. I got maybe 2 more days of sex in a week, but then I had a whole bunch of responsibilities and all that other stuff, which didn't make sense to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, did you you had issues with them like comparing to each other and shit, arguing, fighting?
Yeah.
I went through all that shit, man.
For me, without getting into any damaging specifics, I think my main problem why I wasn't successful was because I wasn't honest with myself or the people that I was entering the marriages with about how I felt about polygamy. You know what I mean? And I think a part of that is just like I don't know, like I was raised with that it's more morally correct. The idea that it's morally correct to be with only one woman. You know what I'm saying? Like in a monogamy. And I think that's how a lot of people, you know, are, men and women. But that's not the case for me. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't work for me. So, you know, now you backpedaling after you already established a relationship and a marriage, and it just caused all kinds of hell. So, I mean, that's why I wasn't successful.
Why you have an issue with you know, monogamy?
I don't think it's natural. I just think like it's harder. It's not something that I see from most people, from most men. You know, however they do it, you know, whatever way they getting it into it. Most people not monogamous. Most men not monogamous anyway.
What'd you say, Sahir?
I said I don't know any truthfully monogamous men that are happy with only one wife. I know men who are content with one wife. I know they're contentment, but I don't know any man that's really actually happy with only one wife.
Oh, yes, there is.
Oh, well, mashallah. I don't know any. So I got to change my crowd.
Now you don't want.
Nah, but you said that you like other women. You just don't want the headache.
Yeah, that's what I said. See,
Yeah,
that's true.
So that proves what he said.
Yeah. No, I'm saying just now at this moment I'm good. But consider with some of the stuff that Sahir said, it's no way. Like, nah, I'm not dealing with that.
Yeah, I feel you on that. It was a lot.
Yeah, the personalities and how they are, nah, they just don't meet up to the standards for me to consider that. I'm not.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of burnt out over the whole thing too myself. For now, anyway.
I'm only burnt out because I'm 41 now, and I don't want to go through all that again. If I was 25, I would have did it all over again and been stupid.
But what Sahir said is true. A lot of the younger people that I work with, they suffer from that. What he said, like Brother Alim, what he said is true. Like it's hard for them that they like, nah, man, this thing is hard with just one wife. It's a lot of guys that say that. Like that's one of their main struggles.
When I did it, what messed me up, I ain't never really want to be married. So I always liked the idea of just having girlfriends. So what I really wanted was a halal girlfriend. And I figured if I had 2 or 3 and everybody knew what was going on, it'd be all right. But that shit ain't work because I started comparing and one person comparing to the other person and how you spending time with the other person. And then I fucked up, you know, I married people all in the same city and shit, like, which was dumb as hell. But, you know, ultimately I learned a lot.
I don't think that's dumb though. I think that's kind of cool.
Bruh, nothing but headaches. I mean, this literally like people I went to school with, man. Like it wasn't even like we all know the same people, all in the same circles and stuff. Everybody was in my business. Oh, that's my fault. I can't even like put that on them. That's literally me.
My first marriage, I got married at 19, and I was a virgin and she was a virgin. She was 25 and I was 19. And I thought that she was what I wanted. But me being young, I pursued something else, which was totally different. And it was like, I don't know how to say it. I probably got hit with a brick or something like that. It was like a totally different situation where you think you want something else and probably not want that to be as vague as possible.
Did you have like the hurt feelings, remorse?
Yeah, both my situations ended, and I still have a lot of anger about the second one ending. The first one, I kind of understood why it ended, but the second one is like I tried harder for the second one to work than I did for the first one to work.
Yeah, but the people that I talk to that have multiple wives, they say a lot of times the biggest mistake the man make is when he tell one wife stuff about the other wife, so that makes them start getting
Oh yeah,
into
you
it.
can't do that. That's like polygyny 101. You never do that.
And they was like, don't ever do that. Don't tell the other one about the other one. Don't even speak about the other one around the other one.
Yeah,
It's
you're not
almost
supposed to do that.
impossible not to do that though.
That's
It's
like,
almost
That's
impossible because,
the only way it work.
huh?
They can't be cool. There's no situation like that. Everybody just cool.
Yeah, I know Imam Amin's situation is like
Yeah,
that.
it's something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what everybody in that situation is like. They all want the same thing. So I mean, you got to be with people that really
Yeah.
get to Allah. It's not.
hold on. You know what? The one situation I do know that's working so far, they all live together. So they live like a triplex. I mean, a duplex, one on top of the other, and that's they all young, but that seems to be working, even though they've been married less than 5 years. But the young boy seems like he doing his thing a little bit, and it seems like it's working there.
Yeah,
That couldn't work for me. It couldn't work for me at
that go
all, man.
back. You gotta be an honest person. You gotta find honest people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't think the man has to be honest though. I think the woman has to be honest. Like you can tell a woman anything you want as long as you take care of them. Like example, first wife said, "Did you go out with the second wife?"
Nah, bro.
Nah.
Nah, man. You take care of everything.
I tried
I
that.
took care of
This shit didn't
everything.
work.
Wasn't never no lights out, no eviction notice, no empty refrigerator, none of that. When that shoe dropped, man, none of that mattered. So
Hey, so
As
then
long as you take care of your family, that's all I see in the end.
when y'all did it, did you go and tell the other girl first, or did you wait until after?
Nah, I told her we had dates and all that stuff. All of us, we had dates. I came over their house. They came over my house. We did the whole thing. She came to the wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she was cool because she knew from the beginning what I needed, and I told her what I wanted because I saw my father in it. So it was like automatic that I was going to get a second wife. So I waited a couple years, and I did it. But she did put stipulations on it. Like she had a house, she had a car, she had everything she wanted before I did it. So it's not like she was like shacked up or anything like that. She had a nice house, nice car, new house, all that stuff.
So she was good. So what the second wife started pouring over into the first wife, and that's what ruined the whole thing?
Well, I want to say pouring over. The second wife, the first wife was, I don't think she wasn't honest with herself, and she let a lot of outside influences influence our situation. And I was young and dumb, but I wasn't like how she portrayed me to be. So the advice that she was getting wasn't the right advice for our situation. And she was easily influenced, and it just didn't work.
The second one was younger than the first one?
Second one was younger than the first one, yeah.
Yeah.
Second one wasn't born Muslim, didn't have a father, was really pretty. And that was the reason why I married her, because she was really, really pretty.
Was he there?
Nice.
But again, I was like 26. If I could do it all over again, I would marry for different situations. I would marry for economic growth now. Like I said, I'm going in at 50-50, if not more. Like, this is what I got right here. This is what you're gonna pay for. I want to go on vacation 3-4 times a week. I mean, 3-4 times a year. But before, look, I was making like $120,000 a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had 2 wives, paying all the bills, taking them out all the time, and I could not save nothing. And it just didn't make sense to me. Now it doesn't make sense to me. Like 2 wives and paying all the bills, I just wouldn't do that again.
Yeah.
Well, that's what one of the requirements that some of the women are saying. Like, you got to pay everything.
That's why I tell them from the beginning, 50-50. First wife, 50-50. Second wife, 75-25. Third wife, 100-0.
The reply would be, well, where's that at in the Sunnah? 50-50.
What'd you say?
That would be the reply for some of the ladies. They'll say, well, where's that in the Sunnah?
Oh,
You
no,
know,
no. That's a viable argument. And I say, listen, this is what I want. If you can't do it, inshallah, find somebody else. I don't argue with them about it at all.
Yeah.
Because that's their right. And you can't argue rights as I see it. So if they presented that, oh, mashallah, it's not going to work. But I think that African-American women, that's their whole focus is
money,
right, and dowry. But I don't think African-American women are bred to be.
That's one thing I would agree with him on.
What's
Yeah,
that?
it's froze. What you say? You don't think they bred to do what? To be wives?
Per se.
I would agree with. I agree with him on that.
So all
way?
they see and all they know is dowry and rights. That's it. They don't know about the other aspects of the marriage. So, and you really can't force that understanding on them.
I agree. I don't think it's like that for men either. I don't think men are groomed to be husbands.
They go both ways.
Hold on, no, black men.
Black men, that's what I'm
African-American men. Yeah.
African-American men. Everybody I know has the they have the thinking of being a boyfriend or girlfriend.
Yeah.
They think that once you've proven yourself, then you get crowned with the title wife. And they look at it like some kind of stepping stone or something.
Yeah.
And that's what fucks most of these situations up, man, because that's how everybody look at it.
Yeah, but
that's happening with Muslims, you saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's real.
That's especially with converts. Like, I mean, I guess it's different for y'all, like, because y'all in Philly. But I know here, most of the Muslims here are converts. And even the ones that aren't, they're, you know, they've been growing up like the converts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So everybody's dating and doing their thing, and then they getting married last. You know what I mean? And then when you start talking about having another wife or something, that's like taboo because they're like, yo, like you must have been creeping. You know what I mean?
The only thing I would say different is interesting, but I think here you might get married a little easier, but that's when the proving yourself and the boyfriend girlfriend is gonna start. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
So what are you doing, man?
Yo, I'm trying to cook and all that stuff, yo. I'm a single father now.
Well, mute the mic when you doing that.
Oh, my fault.
So yeah, you get in this situation where you got marriage and nobody really know what to do and nobody really know what it looked like.
Yeah,
you know, not a lot of people. So you
Right.
figuring it out. You figuring it out from the ground floor and the you know, some of the examples that people grew up with is like TV, fantasy stuff.
Like I want to say something about that, right? It's a guy I work with, and he just took his shahada a year ago. But prior to that, right, by him being a convert, he used to messing with multiple women. So that's not something that you just kick. You know what I mean? And then he come into Islam and you tell him like, yo, you should get married. And he's like, man, it's a struggle every day just trying to be married to one woman. And people looking at it like, yo, man, you need to control your desire. that's easy for you to say, but he was used to doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it's something that he's used to doing. So you
that's the
can't
Muslims too. You know what I'm
kick
saying? Like
somebody.
once you're ready to get serious and settle down and get married, you can't just kick habits that you
Yeah.
you know.
And it's like that for women too.
Yo, what do y'all teach your kids? Do y'all teach your kids about polygyny? Because my son, my oldest one, talks about he only gonna have one wife. He kind of corny with it. But my second one, he's gonna be the one that has more than one.
Yeah, I told my daughter. I tell my daughters about it all the time.
What are you talking about? Do you think, are you pro or are you against? Like, would you marry your virgin daughter to a man with good character that has 3 wives?
Would I do that? If he's a good guy, yeah.
Impeccable
Yeah, I
character.
wouldn't.
He gotta be
I wouldn't do
A1.
it. Lean, would you do it, Lean?
He gotta be top of the line, man.
No,
Yeah,
really good. No, really good character. Really good character. Like you know who he is. Really good character. Would you marry your virgin daughter to this man with 3 wives? So your daughter is going to come into it being a 4th wife.
He got to check all the boxes, bro.
Yeah,
all of them.
Yeah, I mean, man.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
That dude got to be stellar, man.
100%,
man. No 50-50s, no 75-25s, none of that.
Hold, Ty. So you'll marry your daughter to some knucklehead?
No, I wouldn't marry to a knucklehead. No, I wouldn't marry to a knucklehead.
That don't have no wife.
I will highly discourage her to marry a man that's already, been through the situation. If somebody has 3 wives, he got to be at least 45, right? Let's say your daughter is like 25, looking to get married. 20-year age difference. I just wouldn't do it. But if I had to, like that's the only option, then mashallah.
But what is the best option?
That's what
it's not going to be the only option. The good men short supply out here.
Definitely short supply out here. Yes, it's too much. I only get half of that. So I don't know, but I would be weary about it.
Yeah. Even in my case now, it's like, my she's 15 years old now. So I'm like, now, who I'm going to find that's going to marry her at this? You trying to make preparations right now. You like, well, who's eligible to marry my daughter?
Yeah.
And you like, I don't have nobody.
Muhammad, how old are you, Muhammad? Are you in your 40s yet?
I'm 38.
Okay, so you understand that when we was growing up, marriage was a bigger deal than it is now. Because we was talking about marriage when I was like 14, 15 years old. You was getting ready for marriage, and it was kind of a good thing, but it was kind of a bad thing because I understood what marriage was, but I didn't understand how to maintain marriage. My father is a real dominating figure, so his women, automatically acquiesced to him, automatically were obedient, submissive. So he didn't have to do the rah-rah like that. But my situation, I didn't have that easy transition, and I thought it was going to be easy. I really thought it was going to be easy, but it wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be.
You got to define submissive because some people going to misinterpret that to mean worship.
But look, check it out, Khalil. Sahir grew up on the land though. You know that, right?
Which land?
Jamaica Fukur.
Yeah.
I know. Which land? Islamberg?
In Houston.
Oh, you know Mansour?
No, I don't know. I was young. I was in the it was in the 80s, and I was young. And then they were moving from Houston to South Carolina. So we kind of got out of it, and we moved to Philly.
Yeah, but see, but you had a different experience because you grew up in that structure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So most people I know who were raised, not just raised Muslim, but they raised in a Muslim community, then they're expecting marriage and stuff at 14.
Right,
it's a totally different story. Like for my children, they raised Muslim, they raised in a masjid, but they go to public school. You know what I'm saying? And they dealing with boyfriends and girlfriends and shit.
Yeah, right.
They all their friends got that. And even what I noticed, even the kids in our masajid, they might act away in front of us, but in their own personal lives, they fucking around, man. So
Yeah, what you said is true, CJ. I learned that recently from my son.
Go.
yeah,
Yeah, he was like, man, it's a lot of stuff. He said, I just didn't tell you.
yeah, yeah. Any day, I mean, how can you stop it? Like, what you gonna do, man? They gonna act in whatever way in front of you, you know?
But I
Yeah,
don't
but
think.
where Sahir come from, the Jamaat that he come from, and that's where I learned from. They encourage them to. He right. They encourage them to get married, and they find somebody. They got people to marry.
Hold on.
They
Where were
find.
you, Muhammad?
I was in Islamabad in New York.
Okay, I didn't know New York. I knew Philly, I knew Houston, and I knew Georgia, and that was it. I didn't know New York like that.
Yeah, I know about York, South Carolina. That's where the retreats was at too, and the
Yeah,
ones in Islamabad. That's Islamville is in South Carolina.
yeah,
Islamabad is in New York.
yeah. And I
Yeah,
kind of wish I would have stayed there, but
everybody say that. Everybody say that.
it was a different. I've seen it differently though. I've seen it differently than my mom and my father, and they saw it. So they saw the ugly side of it, I guess. But all I saw was the crazy gatherings and the dicker circles and all that good stuff. And everybody, like, you grew up, everybody was your own. So everybody, so you
Yeah,
go to
that's
anybody,
right. Yeah,
you go to anybody, and that was your mother, and they all treated you the same. You
yeah.
know, and
They
that's the one thing I
all
liked
feed
about it.
you. They'll feed you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's different.
And hold up, our Allahu liquor circles was epic.
Yeah. CJ was in them.
Yeah, I went before them joints was
CJ
bomb.
never went to a liquor circle. CJ anti-liquor
Yes,
circle.
he
That's
did.
not
Yes,
true.
he
I did.
did. CJ went with us.
I went to the land
Oh,
one
well, I
time.
didn't know that, CJ, because you be anti with it sometimes.
Nah, I'm a hardcore,
But
hardcore Sufi.
and the women in that society, as I remember, were more willing to be a
Yeah,
second, third, fourth
yeah.
wife.
You
That's
know
how I
why,
remember.
Shire? You know why? And I
Yeah,
said this to you, CJ, is that they come from the women on the land, right? The way how it's set up is that they brag about being married, and they say to the other ones like, "You ain't get married yet," and stuff like that. So marriage is encouraged. So they be wanting to get married like their friends are married, so they all can be a part of the clique. They made marriage like a thing to do on the land, whereas though here it's like it's all over the place. It's not encouraged as much. It isn't spoke about as much. It's like the least spoke about thing in the masses is marriage.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Aline, what about what would you do? Like with you know, you got young kids too, right?
Yeah.
So
So I
what's your
mean, like
plan for your
with my
daughter?
kids, like personally, because like the situations that I had that didn't work out, I think that's a part of why their opinion. Because I have talked to them about it already, and they like kind of like, nah, I'm not with it. So I mean, like my daughter, like I kind of expected from her. She almost a teenager now, and you know, she like, no, I only want my husband to have one person. It's kind of hard to explain to her or to anybody that, you know, things don't always work out the way you want them to. But you know, she's young, so I don't know like how much I could push and how much I could have that conversation with. My sons, like one of them told me flat out, like I'm never having another wife, and that reason is because the way things fell apart with me and you know, his mom. So I think like with kids, I think it's important to try to you know, give them that mindset, like how you saying they had that on the land then, because I mean I really think it's a solution for our communities or whatever. But at
It is.
the same
Right.
time, like I don't know, man. I think like the only way that women is really accepting polygamy, just out and about city women or whatever, is some kind of special circumstance, or they've been around enough times to see like what they thought was going to work not working. You
Yeah,
know,
that's
so they
usually the
got to
case.
change their expectations. But I don't think anybody just like their first time at bat saying I'm going to be a second
No.
wife. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm
You
willing to have a
usually
second
what I
wife.
see a lot of women that I know, you know, they after years of them
Yeah.
studying and going through relationships or being lonely or whatever, after a while when they get older, then they like, I kind of accept the way things are. You know what I'm saying? Because as you get older, there's less options. You know what I mean? As far if you really try to dean, you know what I mean? Like when you're younger, you feeling like, man, I need this. Like you have all these parameters in order and stuff. But that happened with the one sister. She was saying that in one of the videos, like how she got older, like, and she saw she didn't have all these options. And after a while, she said, yo, I really want somebody to fear Allah and that's gonna really to care about my deen, and I'm gonna work with that person. That was after years, and that was after years of her going around saying that she would never do that. You know what I mean? So,
You know what?
And
I'm gonna ask my sons about that. I'm gonna ask them right now about Sire and Sufyan. I'm gonna ask them would they get it. Come here for a second. I want to ask them would they get a
my son told me straight up, no, I ain't never doing that.
yeah,
Probably because he saw the headache I went through.
Jalil said the same thing. CJ, he said, no, I ain't doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Stand right there. Hold up. All right, look. What do y'all think about, this is my oldest right here, 20. This is my second one, 16. What do y'all think about polygamy or polygyny, having more than one wife? Come on, do talk. Would you get it one wife? Would you get it with a second wife? Why not? Because of money. What else? That's it? Oh, they corny with it. All right. That's it. I know. I thought you would have did what you would have got more than one wife. Because you that person. Sahir, he wouldn't. But yeah, my oldest, because they both saw it too, though. They was in it, and they, but they consider the second wife children as their brothers and sisters, so they kind of accepted it better. But they saw the ugly side and the nice side with it.
Yeah, but the kids, that's the thing, the kids don't never break that relationship.
They definitely don't. You're 100% right about that.
It'd be the adults that do that. And some of them be like bitter.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that.
Mm-hmm.
So they carry that stuff with them. But what you said, CJ, is true. I know actually of 5 older ladies that's looking for husbands now. They don't even care now. They're like, I don't care if you got a wife or what.
Hold on, what's older? Like, are we saying older, like over 50, over 60, or over
50,
40?
Yeah, like over 50. Not your old, sire.
I don't want that. You know what's funny? Because me and my sister,
out there that's looking
me and my sister, we laugh about this, but we're only 6 months apart. Me and my older sister, she's older than me by 6 months. So at one time, it used to be an issue because our father had more. My mom was the third wife at that time, so and my father has a lot of kids. But now we laugh about only being 6 months apart, and how close we are.
Mm-hmm. What you about to say, Ali?
No, that's how I was saying. It's young ones out there that's looking for, at least they fronting like it on Facebook, on the book or whatever.
Yeah.
But they want to be a second wife. They don't mind polygamy and all that. I don't trust it. I don't understand it.
I don't trust it either.
Yeah, that's another thing, man. The situation I'm in right now, the doors is kind of open, but things is like I'm used to the introduction creating so much static that, you know what I'm saying, like I'm really, really, really taking my time because I ain't trying to go back to square one again, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like you gotta realize you're introducing a whole nother element into your family, your kids, you know what I'm saying, everybody. So I don't know if this nigga crazy or what. You know what I'm saying? That they fronting. Yeah. What's going on? So I mean, but what about its other communities that besides Muslims that practice polygamy?
Yeah, like the Mormons.
But they're bred differently. Their whole life is what's that? I was watching one guy who was in jail now. He had like 20 wives, and they were always living together, and they were always cool with it, and stuff like that. I mean,
real talk. The black community practices polygamy. We just don't accept it. The reality is everybody out here fucking around. They still fucking their baby mom, fucking this girl. Like, we all do that shit. So, but it's a taboo thing, and nobody want to accept that that's what. Yeah, nobody want to accept it once you start saying, "Oh, marriage," but
nobody want to accept that official title.
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't want that. When you say marriage, that's what it be like. Oh, nah.
But they doing it. They doing it, man. Like I'm telling you, man, the stuff that I be seeing, even the stuff that I went through in my personal life, and then stuff that I seen in Barbershop, everybody out here doing whatever, bro. Like in where we live at, it's even easier to see because we live in such a small area. So everybody know everybody. So all it takes is one person to leak some information. You know all about it. And it's all over Facebook. People whispering about it in the shop. And to me, that's why I be like, yo, why don't you just get married? I remember one dude, a good friend of mine, he's a good dude, man. He raised his kids very well. And he had this other girl for years, man. And his wife knew about her, the whole nine. Never married her. And I told him one time, I said, why you don't just marry the sister? He said, bro, my wife, she know what I do. And she don't like what I do, but she keep her mouth shut about it. But if I ever married that chick, she have a fucking fit. And it's just like,
no, real talk.
That's the kind of shit we living in, man. He said, man, she have a fucking fit, bro. He said, so I don't marry. And I'm like, scary, man, but that's the reality we living in, man. You know, and people are okay with some of them situations, but it's the embarrassment that they have to take from in the comments they got to get from their family and from their friends or whatever. Everybody talk about, oh, I could never do that. I remember when I was going through it and all my business was out in the street and people used to say all that stuff. I mean, these girls used to rip me. They used to rip me to shreds. Oh, who we think he is and all that. Man, a lot of them same chicks, after I wasn't married, them same girls be trying to holler at me. And that's why I be like, man, all that shit was it was just for talk. Like, it was bullshit. Because them same girls, I run into them. I don't know if it's some kind of intrigue or something, but they be flirting with me. They make passes. They inbox me. Like, that shit don't really mean nothing.
That's why
girls
I
are competitive
said
like
people
that.
gotta stop going on these into these general public conversations on Facebook or or whatever with their negative opinions about polygamy, because that shape that shape other people's reactions.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because unless it's extremely appropriate, shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
Because you done poison the well for for however many other people, because that's just the norm is just hell no. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, listen, I see on Facebook, I know a lot of people, right? And a lot of these women are talking about 50-50, but pay 100% of the bills. But put on Facebook, oh, he does this, he does that. And I look at it like they're lying.
Yeah.
I don't trust anyone's understanding of anything on Facebook, because everybody seems to lie at times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, they gotta lie. You gotta front on that joint, man.
You definitely got to front on that joint.
It's a million things that people will accept, you know what I'm saying, in private, that they'll say they wouldn't on in front of other people. All kinds of situations. Bills or like whatever. Living situations, a lot of stuff, man. And they front because of what they want, but what they willing to accept, completely different.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what Facebook's for, man, and social media is for people to put on the front, man. But
Yeah, Kiba said Facebook is a place where you can make people, you could put a projector image of yourself that don't even exist.
mm-hmm.
Like making up something. Like, and you'll have a lot of people believing that that's who you actually are. And that and you be the total opposite.
Yeah, there's so many people that don't like who they are. That's why it's like that.
Yeah, but you know we got an identity crisis anyway.
Yeah.
As Black people in America, we have a serious identity crisis.
Yeah.
That's why we take it from everything else.
Yeah.
We jump on something else, somebody else's culture or whatever it is. It's weird.
No, I kind of disagree with that, though. I think as African American, we have that American culture, but we're just scared to admit it.
No Black person going to admit American culture and say like that's.
I know, but that's what we are, though. We wear jeans, we talk the slang, we say how you do this, that, and the other, bobbity bop bop. Music, we listen to music. We have our own music. I think we have our own identity in here.
They're not going to accept that, though.
I know, but I do. That's why I hate when people say, like, I say I am Muslim American of African descent. That's my title. and that's who I am. I'm Muslim first. I'm American, and I have African descent. But I hate when people say Africa as if it's a country, as if we're going to go back to Africa, as if we know where we're from. So if you have a man who has an identity crisis, and you have a woman who has an identity crisis, then all we're gonna do when we get together is have that same identity crisis, and we don't know who we are. I don't know how to be the man of the household. You don't know how to be the woman, and all we're doing is fighting all the time. And that's one of the issues that I think that we have.
That's what I was about to say. But I think Eileen said something about that, about the roles. Is that roles is no defined definition in what is the role of who. Like, I'm a man, what's my role? You're a woman, what's your role? It's like, it's nothing there no more. It's like, I just do what I do and you do what you do. So it ain't like their roles are defined anymore. Because the first thing you say, like, why you aren't doing your role as a woman, they'll say, well, what's my role? What you trying to get one up over me now? So you'll have one up over me? No, I just want you to do your job as a woman.
Mm-hmm.
You have to consider, I mean, you consider what's comfortable as far as the expectations that most people have to live in a comfortable life. Because you could drop down into your means and get by, but you know, like ain't nobody trying to be inside an old shoebox somewhere. So I mean, like the way you know, for women to get what they want, women work. Women want to, you know, women want to go to work. Men got to go to work or whatever. So I mean, like I don't think that it's possible to get back into those classic roles the way that things are, the economy is set up, as opposed to the expectations of, you know, a well-off, stable life are. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to provide just inside of one household, let alone, you know, two or three off of one joint. Unless you know what I mean, you really getting it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think like when a woman think like that, she already know the dude can't meet the expectations of what she expected. So she already drew, but you still like the guy. You get like your expectations is was you like you
You
know he
gotta have
don't make that.
realistic expectations, man.
Yeah.
That's what I always be telling people, man. Like, you know, at the end of the day, it's not about what somebody else think. It's about what worked for you. And that's the thing. People, especially when they start talking about Islam, they always get caught up in what a Muslim man is supposed to do. This how a Muslim woman is. If you know, if you got a perfect obedient Muslim, like there's no such thing. Every person is an individual. Like there's guidelines and fiqh for us
Yeah.
to go by if you can't figure it out on your own. Like so they tell you like, you know, like
This what
these
I
are the
want.
speed limits, but
Yeah.
don't go past that. But you got to figure out what works for you in your situation, man. It's not like, all right, cool, I became Muslim and now I have to talk like this, eat like this, dress like this. I have to behave. This ain't gonna work like
Interact like this, you know.
that.
Yeah. But when you do that, CJ, when you like that, you take away the person's personality. And I don't think
What
like that's why.
happens, they take it away from themselves.
Yeah, they being
How many people
robotic.
you know they take shahada and then they start acting like, what are you doing? Like you're not a
Yeah.
whole different person now. Like you just, you know, you
Yeah.
believe.
Right.
The Lord forgive you for your sins, and He's gonna, you know, be merciful for you. But you didn't do a 180. Like you still a nigga. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And I think also like a lot of people don't look at the culture. You know, like we do have a culture here in America, but people just overlook that. To give you an example, and I always say this to people, I'm like, just because something is permissible don't mean that you should always do it. And they be like, well, what you mean? I say, it's permissible to marry your cousin, but would you do that in America, in our culture? You know, no, you wouldn't, and you know you wouldn't do that.
But see, that's
So
that's the same logic that the women use for polygyny.
what?
Is that,
That's because
you know, just because it's permissible don't mean you should do it. But the reality is, what people don't look at is Islam didn't come to change our culture. It came to purify it. You
yeah,
know what I'm
make it
saying?
better.
So it's like
Yeah.
if in other communities, I mean, I don't know what they got going on in say the Polish community or whatever, but let's say in their communities they're used to monogamy. But the reality is, in the African American community, we aren't really monogamous people. We just don't want to admit it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
right.
No,
Islam,
polygamy alive and well. It's just on some nigga stuff.
exactly. So
But
Islam is
I
supposed
agree.
to purify that. We're supposed to do it the right way
Yeah,
instead
but
of trying to make ourselves be like another community that we
right.
aren't that way, you know?
I
But
think what Ali said was the best was when he said that when they have bad relationships, they go on to social media, and now everybody chimes in onto that, and then the person that's looking, the onlooker, sees like, man, I don't even want to get involved with that.
mhm.
And you like, man, that's not how Islam go. You like, if you read history, you like, it's plenty divorcees that got, and then they got married into another polygamous relationship. So you can't use that as the measuring rod. One bad
Mhm.
relationship. No, you get, if it's another available, then you get into that one. And if it's another available, you get in that one. That's one thing you won't hear the ladies saying, like the Sahabiya saying that uh uh so and so I had a bet. They don't talk a nag about that things to the rest of them, saying like it's still going to discourage me from polygamy. You'll never hear them saying that. They would get married to another man.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
The
I
because
mean,
ultimately
like,
the
they're
argument,
doing it for Allah. Mhm.
and part of the reason why I said that, because I mean, like it affects the women, but I think it affect men too, or it affected me. You know what I'm saying? Like I said at the beginning, just my expectations of how you should want to treat your wife or whatever was, once you settle down, like in the back of my mind was, this is the person that I'm settling down with, this is the person I'm going to be with. And now, like I said, like I think that goes against people's nature. So you end up fighting against your nature, and now you're in a situation where you're lying to yourself, you're lying to other people, and it's a recipe for disaster. You know what I'm saying? Like now that I'm more accepting of who I am and what I want, I'm chilling. I ain't even worried about it now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's out there, the conversation already out there, and you know what I'm saying? Like I know that's my nature. So like I said, like I was saying all those other things, how I'm hesitant because of the reasons that I'm hesitant. But if I didn't have the things in place to do it the right way, then I would be things would be wild, man.
To be honest with you, bro, I'm burnt out, bro. Like, I don't ever want to do that shit again. Not just
Yeah,
polygyny. Like,
my reign is over too. My reign is
yeah, I
over
don't even.
as
It's
well.
not even about polygyny. Like, I mean, I probably would if I got the right situation. But like, I know a lot of brothers. They feel like, yo, if my marriage don't work out, I ain't never getting married again.
yeah,
And
a brother actually told me. He said, man, he said, listen, Zina is something I deal with a lot all the way on the day of judgment. I'm not getting married no more.
yeah,
That's a brother told me that.
yeah,
He said, I'm not doing it no more. And that's one of them. The other one said, and he was saying this jokingly, but he was dead serious. He said to a teacher, I was in the class, and he was saying it to the teacher. He said, can we marry Jen? Because I'm tired of these, I'm tired of human women.
yeah.
He said, is it permissible
Yo, I
with you to
seen that though. I seen somebody talking about saying I heard stories that men married Jen and stuff like that, and I'm like,
Yeah,
why would you
it's
even play with
real.
that situation?
It's real accounts of that in Islamic books and history books that men actually did do that.
Yeah, I don't
But
understand that one.
yeah, but they be like, man, I'm so fed up with the women. Is there any gym women available? He was joking, but he was dead serious when he said that.
I understand the sentiment, but I don't know if I could just swear off of the, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but
Yeah, I feel it.
the brother was like, man, I'm gonna just have to deal with Allah with Zinna, because I'm not marrying these women no more. Because he
Yeah,
got such a distaste with them.
yeah. No, that's the same advice you get for about polygamy too, though. You
Mhm.
might as well just do your thing. It's
That's
easier
why
for
what
you and
CJ said
everybody
is
else.
true. CJ said it's true. It's like everybody's just doing what they want to do. It is.
Mhm.
That's real.
Yeah, it is. Just fucked up, but
You'll get that. You'll get advice like that from your first wife.
yeah.
Should have
Definitely,
just
right?
did. You should have just did that. Came back home. What's wrong with you?
All right, bro. I don't want to hold everybody. I know Sahir said he got to go eat dinner and shit.
Yo, this is the first time, right, that I've since the quarantine, I have all my kids with me, yo, and that's
Yeah.
like the best thing that's ever happened to me.
It's dope.
Definitely is.
It's
But
dope.
thank y'all brothers for this conversation.
Nah, thank you, man. Thanks for participating.
All right, Assalamu alaikum.
Nice time. Appreciate it.
Be safe.